So I am going to tell you something that is really, really obvious, and that is this. Everybody wants to be happy, right? I don't think I've ever met a person in my life who did not want to be happy. And most of us are doing things in our life, trying every day, doing different things, making different decisions to try to make sure that we have the max amount of happiness in our life, the max amount of contentment and joy. And here's the thing, we're all looking for the same thing. We want joy and contentment and happiness, but here is the glaring problem. There have been people and generations over the years who have looked in the wrong place for that. And there is a book that has just greatly changed my life. I mean, other than the Bible, this is the book that I have read more than any other book, and that's Desiring God by John Piper. It has just wrecked the way that I look at the world. And the whole premise of the book is this, that if we delight ourselves in God, that He will give us the desires of our heart. And that comes from the book of Psalms. And so I just want to tell you this today, that is so incredibly true. That if we delight ourselves in God, and the word delight means just to take great pleasure in, to find the thing that we're looking for, to find the thing that we need. And this is the beauty of this, is that it's not saying like the Stoics to disregard your desires or to disregard the things that you want. He's saying this, that if we're to come before God, we can say we have needs built into our lives. We have needs built into us that God intentionally put there. But the problem is that everybody that was made in the image of God, which is every person on the planet, has this need and has these desires. And for so many of us, we will walk away from God looking for the fulfillment of those things when we know all along that God is the only one fit to meet the needs that we have. And so this is what He's saying. If you will delight yourself, if we will delight ourselves in God, if we will find all of our greatest needs, all of our greatest desires, all the things that we want, we can find them, but we have to find them in Him and not in other places. Not in food, not in other people, not in sex, not in drugs, not in culture, not in popularity, not in money, not in houses, not in stuff that we can get. It is only found in God. And as good as other things may be, none of them compare to the person and work of God. And so this is the way that this works out. And I know we say this a lot, and the reason we say this a lot is because it's true that if we want to delight ourselves in God, we have to know His Word. So if we're having problems with contentment and joy and happiness in our lives, then how much time are we spending in His Word? How much are we pouring His Word into our lives? How much time are we spending in prayer? Like if you have moments of depression or moments of unhappiness or just seasons of those things in your life, but you have neglected prayer in those seasons, or if you've neglected time in the Word in those seasons, if you have neglected being with other believers in those seasons, then I would imagine you could probably easily attribute those issues directly right there. And those are also the remedies for them, because God has intentionally placed those things in our life so we might pursue Him and know Him. And so I have a challenge for you today. If you struggle being happy, if you struggle having joy, if you struggle having contentment in your life, then there are three. There are three things you could pretty easily do. And that one is just spend time in His Word. Number two is spend time in prayer. And number three is to spend time around other believers who will encourage you, who will carry your burdens with you. And no greater place to do that than in the body of believers at a local church. We're Cedar Crest. We would love for you to come be with us. But there's also plenty of other Bible-believing churches around that we would love for you to go to. And so God wants that for you. And so today, if you struggle to have contentment in your life, spend time in His Word, spend time with Him in prayer, spend time with believers that will push you towards Him, because God has given us those things as blessings in our life that we might delight ourselves in Him. And then after that, He will give us the desires of our heart. And the cool thing is that He will change those desires to be consistent with His own character. We love you. We're so glad that you've been with us today. Feel free to share this. And there's a lot more good resources for you at ccbchurch.org. Go check those out, and we hope to see you soon.